background, these are real 50 million year old fossils.
Wow.
They come, as I said, from southwestern corner of Wyoming, where 50 million years ago there was a subtropical lake. And that lake has since dried and it's now a dry sagebrush desert. So we're digging into the side of a mountain in a dry sagebrush desert in the middle of Wyoming, pulling out palm trees and crocodiles and stingrays. So
that is so cool.
It's a fun process. Yeah.
You curate these fine fossils as art. How did you find this one?
Well, we actually own the quarry where these come from. It's in the southwestern corner of Wyoming. We've got a crew that digs fossils from June until end of October each year, pulling these out of the ground. Then they go back to Logan, Utah, where our prep labs are. And in Logan, Utah, we'll either hone them or polish them down to a flat finish, or we'll take small chisels and chip away the rock that's covering them to create the three-dimensional wall art.
Wow.
So it's from the ground to the finished product is what our company does.
You're literally vertically integrated.
Yes, that's correct.
This is amazing. And so
yeah, these are actually, I should give you a little background. These are real 50 million year old fossils.
Wow.
They come, as I said, from southwestern corner of Wyoming, where 50 million years ago there was a subtropical lake. And that lake has since dried and it's now a dry sagebrush desert. So we're digging into the side of a mountain in a dry sagebrush desert in the middle of Wyoming, pulling out palm trees and crocodiles and stingrays. So
that is so cool.
It's a fun process, yeah.
Now, I mean, are you actually out there yourself doing the archaeological type of work?
Not enough. Yeah, I've inherited the job of selling them, but I get out there as much as I can because at that level, it's really treasure hunting. It's a very exciting experience to be digging. But I have a quarry manager there, and I've got a crew of 6 that do a fantastic job of digging.
Wow, it's a heck of a job title, quarry manager.
Yeah, that's right.
Now, Doug, you said last time we spoke there was something interesting about this one. You said they split perfectly right down the middle.
Yeah, so typically when we find a fossil, there'll be a thin layer of stone over the surface, and we'll take small chisels and chip away that rock. In the case of this palm, we split the stone directly on the palm. So you have a positive side and a negative side. So it didn't require as much preparation, and that's why you have this book match pair. I'll move out of the way so you can see it a little better. But if you can see, the two would fold together and you'd have a positive side and a negative side. Very rare, very unusual. Maybe 1 in 100 palms will split this way. And a palm in general is very rare to begin with. We probably, if we find 2 or 3 of these a year, it's a lot.
That's amazing. I love the symmetry. There's no better artist than nature.
Agreed.
This is fascinating. Now, tell us about the table. These are actual fish fossils.
That's correct. This is a mass mortality layer in our quarry, and it's filled with fish. These fish would have all died about the same time, fallen down to the bottom of the lake, been entombed in the sediment, and then over the millennia turned to fossils. But what's amazing about this layer of stone is there's a variety of different fossils. So we've got Nidia, Priscacara, and Diplomistus. So a variety of different fossils. And in the center of the table is a large Diplomistus. And what's really amazing about it, let me move all this out of the way, is you'll notice that there's a tail coming out of the mouth. So this is actually a fish eating a fish.
He was mid-dinner.
Mid-dinner, yeah. It's called an aspiration in paleontological terms. Also very rare, very hard to find. So we'll have layers in our quarry that'll be filled with these mass mortalities. We'll peel those, bring them back to the lab, and then with orbital polishers, polish down to the fossil and expose these pieces. If you look closely in the stone, you'll see there's still pieces that are only partially uncovered. So if we were to continue to hone these areas, we'd find more and more fossils.
So you could excavate your kitchen table for fun.
You could change it over time, that's right.
Wow.
So, yeah.
This is amazing. And just for fun, what was the other secret about this table?
I don't remember. Oh, yeah, that's right. Well, actually, yeah. So these little squiggle lines that you see all over the table, these are called coprolites. And what it actually is it's fish crap. And what's paleontologically significant about that is what it would suggest is that these fish and this crap has been covered over very, very quickly. because normally that stuff will just dissipate into the water. If you've ever had a fish tank,
Right.
you know that it disappears very quickly. So obviously there was lots of sediment falling on these to cover them up and be able to fossilize them
In a very sudden manner.
in a very quick fashion. Yeah. The theory is this lake had a lot of tributaries. There was a lot of silt in the water, so it was continually falling in. That's part of the reason the fossil is so well preserved.
That's amazing. So this sort of microcosm of the, prehistoric existence, this table may have been the moment when dinosaurs went extinct.
It's a little bit after that. Yeah. So dinosaurs went extinct about 60 million years ago, and this is about 50 million years. So it's about 10 million years ago.
What's 10 million between friends?
Oh, neat.
Tell me your name again.
I'm Amy Genser.
Amy Genser.
Yes.
There you are. This is the artist I was looking for. We were at your booth earlier.
Ah, you're at the blue booth.
Yeah.
This is the black and white booth.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
so, all right. So she did the amazing underwater octopus topographical piece.
Yes.
I love that one.
Thank you.
That's super awesome. Now, so this is all your stuff too?
Yeah,
No,
well, not all of it.
right
So
there.
these are my black and white pieces, which are a lot more neutral and smaller. And yeah, it just all comes from the same place of inspiration, just nature and organic forms and processes. These have a different vibe, and everybody sees something different in them.
True.
So, yeah.
Is
And
it?
it's still all paper, rolled up, cut into pieces, into sections, and using that module, create the patterns and forms and composition from there.
Is it like sushi?
If they're in terms of a process, yes, I do roll long pieces of paper. I roll it up into like a roll, and I combine colors. So essentially, I'm treating paper like pigment, and then I have the long roll and cut it into sections. Then you see the cross sections and the rings. And, yeah.
That's amazing. It sounds like a painstaking process.
It's a wonderful process. I love it. It's what keeps me sane. It's very
That's
zen.
good.
And, just kind of, I get in my groove. I listen to a lot of books on tape. Everything else kind of disappears. That's my favorite part of the process.
That's amazing. Sounds, very zen, meditative experience. So, how do you draw out a stencil where things are going to go first?
I do not. It evolves as I go. I have an idea of what kind of a piece I'm doing. If I'm doing a series like this, it's a little bit more systematic, so it will grow that way. Whereas a freeform piece, like the blue piece that you saw, that I know that it's going to kind of be like a water map-like kind of a piece, but I'll paint the back first. And I have an idea of what I want in my head, but I don't have a final picture. So it evolves as I go. I always say that it's like doing a puzzle where you don't have the image of the final piece. I also make, for those pieces, the paper pieces and layer the colors as I go. So it's not like I have, here are all the paper pieces made, and then build it from there. So it's like a back and forth kind of a...
You can never be wrong.
It's the only thing I have control over in life. Yes. That's why I love
That's
doing
amazing.
this. Yeah.
So let's get a little bit closer, if you don't mind. Let's take a look at these. So yeah, it really is tightly rolled up sections of paper. This is so cool.
Yeah, you can see all the grooves that show the paper, and you can touch it. What I do
okay.
is I coat it with a couple different layers of a thick varnish to protect it from fading and from it being touched, because I do install them in corporate spaces, so they need a little bit of protection.
Right.
Depending on the context, sometimes people will put them under glass, or even just a frame. It just depends on the context of where it's going.
It's amazing. It's do you ever do anything secret, like write something on the paper and then put it in there?
I'm not telling.
Oh, looks like I found something. That's cool.
Yeah.
All right. Well, look, I really like your art. Thank you so much for taking the time.
My pleasure. Yeah, it's good to see you again.
You too. So, tell us, Michael, your art is super interesting. Where do you get your inspiration?
My focus is on site-specific commission water features and sculpture. So usually the inspiration is from the space itself where it's going. So
Got it.
a lot of times I'll kind of look at the aesthetic of a client or a public space or commercial space and, you know, get the inspiration from there. But other than that, it's kind of natural organic forms and curves. That's what I'm interested in.
That's awesome. So these are like centerpieces for like a foyer in a big corporate complex.
Foyer or outdoor spaces, or sometimes, you know, smaller private homes as well. I do a lot of large scale public art as well. So
Of course, if you have a circular driveway, it sounds like you need one of your pieces.
sure, yeah. Even if you don't.
That's true. That's true. So what is this piece made of?
This is bronze, fabricated bronze, with
Eh.
a stainless steel base.
Got it. And is bronze something that is light enough that it doesn't need a lot of reinforcement all the way up?
It's got a lot of stainless steel structure inside of it, actually.
Oh, it does. Okay.
It's basically just skinned with bronze. A lot of people would assume a piece like this is cast, but it's easier for me to just fabricate it and get the direct forms that way instead of going from material to material.
And how do you make it look like one solid unit?
A lot of welding and a lot of grinding and sanding and finishing. So,
And like,
so every one of these edges is welded the entire way. Like this is 2 sheets of metal coming together, and it's welded all along the whole length of the thing.
that's amazing. So what is the longest piece of metal on here?
I'm not even sure where it is. The longest piece of metal? Well, once you weld it together, it's one piece of metal. So
It's true.
it's all
True.
one piece of metal now. I don't remember where all the seams were, but there could be seams anywhere, you know, and they weld and become invisible. So
It also says, 6, 12 inches max, sounds like, because you have to get the curvature.
no, it can be quite a bit longer. Like this is probably one piece from the tip to about here, because that's a relatively straight piece when it's flattened out. So
Oh, got it.
kind of mix and match and patchwork, out of a rectangular sheet and make it fit. That's the point of the process.
That's amazing. I really like your stuff. So is it as simple as just have a pump in the bottom?
Yeah, it's self-contained and recirculating. So the base is filled with water, and it has a pump that pumps it up and just recirculates. So all that needs to operate is a regular wall plug and reuses the same water.
And what is the structure made out of?
It's similar to this: stainless steel structure interior, and then bronze skin.
And is it because the water comes out at the right rate and due to surface tension, it hugs it all the way down?
The surface tension holds it. The shape of the piece. It has leveling feet on the bottom, which the rim has to be perfectly level for water to come out evenly all around.
Super cool. Wow. What's your next project?
Right now we're working on a big sculpture for a private home in Palo Alto, California. So.
Nice. Is that going to be one of your biggest sized pieces yet?
No, the biggest piece is that one that's up there right now.
Oh, hello.
And that's a public sculpture in Texas that we just installed back in June. So, wow. So we're doing larger scale works like that. Stuff I can't fit in a booth this size.
That's amazing. Do you pronounce your last name Zabos?
Szabo.
Szabo. Got it. Well, look, man, I really appreciate the time. I love your art.
Yeah, thanks for coming by.
Thank you.
Enjoy it.